Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will learn about the basics of if statement, else if statement and else statement in the PowerShell. Okay, so let's start with that. The point one is that let's say if I have to use a very basic if else statement in the PowerShell. So to do that, uh, what I can do is that let me create one variable with some number. Okay, like this. So what I have done here in the first statement is that I've assigned a 20 value, a 20 number to this x variable. Okay, we know that to assign any value we have to use equal operator. Okay, then let's say now to start using if else statement, what we have to do is that we have to type if, then this bracket, then whatever the condition you want to add, you want to play with your variable, so you can have to add that variable first, and then generally we use this type of operators, right? Greater than, less than, or something like that. Okay, but here in the PowerShell case, we get some functions, you can say some switches, you can say some commandlets, you can say like this: and, as, b and, b not, bor, right? Like this. So here if you like eq means equal. Okay, gt means greater than, ge means greater than equals to, and same the case with this uh, le, less than equals to or less than, lt means, right? So let's uh, let's say if you want to test that if x is greater than 30, right? So it means that I'm checking if x is greater than 30. So this is same, but here we have to use this one, and then there is no then keyword you have to use. Like if you are sure that your condition is done, then what you need to do is that you need to add the braces. Then, like if you want to print message, or if you want to do some operations, some processing based on the conditions, you can now write down those scenarios, that particular conditions again into this curly bracket. Okay, so here I can write down this message, and now I'll close this. So my if condition code is done, right? So here I have added the if condition, then I'm processing something, I'm doing something based on this condition, and then I close my bracket. But now if you want that if this condition fails, and then what system will do, so for that we have to use else, right? So again, after else add the braces, and then you can do the what should be the else operation. System should process else statement, and then close. So now you can see that I have done if else with a very basic case, that I am testing one condition, only one condition I am checking at the moment, and then I'm processing my operations, whatever I want to do based on this condition get passed. So let's see if I run this code. Okay, so what I'm getting is I'm getting the else statement message, which means that this condition gets failed because my x value is 20 and it is not greater than 30. So obviously if statement will not print, system will go into the else condition and my else statement gets printed. Okay, in case I just change it to less than. Okay, so let's run this. So now you see that I am now getting the output of the if statement, right? Now this is the first case. Now let's use with if else if. Okay, in that case, what we can do is, let me copy the complete code, and here after else I'll add else if. Okay, so this is my else if. So here as well, what I can do is, else if $x is equals to 20, then it's an else if statement. Otherwise, write host else statement. Okay, let me change this to greater than. So what I'm doing here is that I'm checking in the if condition that whether my x value is greater than 30, then it should print if statement. Otherwise, check another condition else if, that if x is equals to 20, then print else if statement. Otherwise, run else statement, right? So what I can do here is, let's run this code. So now you are seeing that I am getting the output as else if statement, which means that neither the if condition pass, neither the else condition pass, but the else if condition is passing my requirement, and based on that my else if statement gets printed, right? So this is a very basic use case of how to go with if, else if, or else statement in the PowerShell. Let's learn the third scenario where you want to add one more condition in the if only by using and operation or by using or operation, like that. So for that, what we have to do is that, let's say if $x is greater than 10, okay, and then you have to type like this, and then if $x is less than 30, then what you want to do, you want to print a message, write host if condition, okay, else write host else condition, right? So now what I've done is that I am checking whether my x variable is greater than 10, or, and sorry, not or operation I'm using, but I'm checking that it should be greater than 10 and it should be less than 30. Then only if condition will pass, otherwise else condition. But if I run this, I will get an error. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, let me assign this one here as well, just to add the simplicity, although my x variable already have the 20 value in this current session, so no need to add this line separately. But let's run this. So you see that I'm getting an error. Where I'm getting an error? At line number 2. So this is my line number 2, and at the character 14. So let's see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here system is pointing me that there is some issue. So the issue is that if I'm using the AND condition, I this is these braces covering only this condition, and this brace is covering only one condition. But I have to combine both the conditions into one based on this AND operation. So I have to add one more braces which will cover the complete both two conditions. And now based on like this braces are covering the AND operation, and this is one condition and this is the second one. So if I run this now, you can see that now I'm getting an output of the if condition. So here and operation is working, that this condition number 1 gets passed, this condition number 2 gets passed, then only my if condition will run, otherwise else condition should run, right? So just like if you want to use and, you can use like this, otherwise if you want to use or, you can use or and other operations, right? Now let's learn one more scenario by using not operations, which includes boolean value as well, and some other way of checking the if else condition. So let's assume that I'll create one variable like this. My path equals to, right, so I have this path in my C drive. I have this folder in my C drive called temp, right? So I just pass this value in this my path, and if you want to uh, print this, let's say if you want to print at what value this variable holds, let's run this, and you can see that this variable holds this value. Okay, now I'll create one more variable, testing path equals to, there is one commandlet called test path, and here I can check my variable. So basically what this function does is, what this commandlet does is that it checks whether the path which is stored in this variable is actually correct or not, right? So it just return you the value in true or false and nothing else. So let's say if I want to know what is the output of this variable after passing this test path into it, let's run this complete code, and you can see that I'm getting the output as true, which means that this path exists. But let's say just for testing purposes, if I type go digit here, okay, so if I run this, I'm getting the output as false, which means that there is no as such folder in my C drive with this name go digit. That means this path is not correct. Okay, let's head back to the original. Okay, so now the thing is, this variable will give me the output as true or false. So let's test this condition with if, like test this variable with the if condition. So what I want to do is that if dollar testing path, right, then write host path exist, else write host path not exist. Okay, so let's run this condition. So I'm getting an output as path exist, which means that this condition here, you can see that I have not added any gt, which means greater than or less than, like these. I have not used anything, but still I'm getting the output by just passing the variable name, because we have tested just before it that this variable now will give me the output in the form of boolean, like true or false. So this condition either will return true or it will return false. So if it is returning true, I'm getting the output this one. If it will return false, I will get this output. So now let's say if you want to change the output based on whatever the output it is giving, you want to negate that. So for that, we know that we have some operation called like not. So what it will do, like if this variable returns true, this not true make it false, right? If this variable return false, then not true, not false will become true. Okay, so if I run this now, right now the output was before adding not, the output was path exists, but now if I run this, I'm getting the output as path not exist, because testing path variable is returning true and not will make it false. So if condition will fail, then this function will not run. Right now, let's say I change it again, go digit, sorry, if I run this now, path exists because I'm running with this not operator, right? So this is the conditions, this is how we can add the different conditions. uh, we can play with numbers, we can play with boolean values, we can use our commandlets as well to play with the if else conditions in the PowerShell, right? So this is the basic concept of how we can use the if else or else if statements in the PowerShell. I hope you like this video. That's it in the current video. If you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.